There has been one face of the NBA for nearly 2 decades now, and he goes by the name of LeBron James. No matter what he's up to, it's making headlines, so the fact that he's now at a point in his career where he's considering making a pretty substantial change is drawing the attention of basketball fans everywhere. It's been reported that LeBron James is focused on prioritizing making the most of the final few years in the NBA that he has left, and if he doesn't see the Lakers as a place that he can do that, he will supposedly explore other options, which means it's no longer crazy to assume a trade could go down. Because of this, several outlets, including The Athletic and Sports Illustrated, have been proposing some hypothetical LeBron James trade ideas that they believe could actually come about in the near future. So as always, we will be going through each of these proposals, analyzing whether or not they make sense, why or why not the teams involved would want to do them, and who would benefit the most from them. Before we start though, it turns out a good amount of you watching right now aren't even subscribed to the channel, so if you enjoy the content, consider hitting the subscribe button, as not only does it help out a ton, but it also very much appreciate it. Now with that being said, let's begin. The first proposal we'll be taking a look at comes from an article written by Fred Katz over at The Athletic, which is between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Dallas Mavericks, where the Mavericks receive LeBron James in exchange for Daniel Gafford, PJ Washington, and Klay Thompson. The Dallas Mavericks have the chance to do the funniest thing possible here. After trading away a young and in his prime Luka Doncic to the Lakers to team up with LeBron, if they were to then go out and strike a deal bringing LeBron back to them, it would be the biggest shifting of a team's timeline I think I may ever see in my lifetime. There are, of course, obvious connections between LeBron James and the Mavericks, where both of his former running mates that he won rings with are playing there now in Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis. General manager Nico Harrison has made it pretty clear that he's only focused on one thing, and that's trying to win a championship as soon as possible, and he doesn't care whatsoever how much of the Mavericks' future he mortgages away in order to accomplish it. Will he accomplish it? I have my doubts, as do most people, but that's clearly the motivation going through with something like this. LeBron may be 40 years old, but he still performs like a borderline top 10 player in the NBA, and that is still a useful asset even with him being on an expiring contract. Kyrie Irving is likely going to miss most of the season because he tore his ACL in March last season, but if he can make it back onto the court before the playoffs, then this trade would give the Mavericks a ridiculously good lineup that could actually compete with anyone. Through this trade, the Mavericks' playoff lineup could be Kyrie Irving, Max Christie, LeBron James, Cooper Flagg, and Anthony Davis, with Derek Lively, Najee Marshall, D'Angelo Russell, and Dante Exum coming off the bench. That's a powerhouse of a 9-man rotation, and you and I both know Nico Harrison is the kind of GM to go for it. For the Lakers side of the trade, I'm actually surprised at how much I don't hate this offer. Again, LeBron is 40 years old and playing on an expiring contract. It's very unlikely any team is going to move high-end draft picks or elite prospects to bring him in for a season, but this offer from Dallas actually fits very well into the Lakers' new timeline, and it gives Luka some familiar faces to team back up with. Klay Thompson was very vocal about how Luka Doncic was pretty much the entire reason he signed with Dallas in the first place, so he would embrace a move back to his hometown LA to play with Luka. Daniel Gafford gives the Lakers a playoff-proven, useful center, which is what they desperately needed more than anything this offseason, and PJ Washington is a fantastic glue guy in a lineup, willing to do the dirty work on both ends, defending hard and providing some explosive scoring nights every now and then. It would be hilarious to see a trade like this go down given all of the context that comes with it, but I also somehow don't think it's as crazy as it may seem on the surface. The next proposal we'll be discussing also comes from Fred Katz at The Athletic, and it's between the Los Angeles Clippers and the Los Angeles Lakers, doing one-for-one swap of LeBron James for Kawhi Leonard. When it comes to talking about trading someone like LeBron James, things are always going to get weird, and this proposal definitely feels weird to even think about, but at the same time, it still isn't outlandish. Staying in LA would definitely be a godsend for LeBron's family, who have definitely been a priority at this point in LeBron's career, and the Clippers are also much more equipped for a deep playoff run as currently constructed. James Harden is still balling at a high level and has shifted his game into being a full-time playmaker that ranks amongst the league leaders in assists. Ivica Zubac has emerged as an elite rim protector and interior defender, coming off of a season where he was named to the all-defense team. Norman Powell leveled his game up last year, proving he can be one of the most efficient volume scorers in the game in a secondary role. And then we've got a bevy of lockdown defenders throughout their rotation, including Derrick Jones Jr., Chris Dunn, and now Brook Lopez backing up Zubac. Lakers fans aren't going to want to hear it, but the Clippers are a team that check a lot of boxes that may be on LeBron's list of needs for a potential landing spot. The reason the Clippers do this trade is because the truth is Kawhi Leonard has become very difficult to trust to stay healthy, and even at LeBron's age, he still holds up year after year much better. Removing the stress of worrying whether Kawhi was going to be available when they need him the most would do wonders for the psyche of the Clippers, and with LeBron, there's always the chance to re-sign him if things go well. Now, for the Lakers side of things, it's a lot murkier. Obviously, finding the best return possible for LeBron would be the goal if he were to make it clear that he wants to leave, and Kawhi Leonard very well may be the best player they would be able to find, but in a post-LeBron era of Lakers basketball, they may want to get younger to shift fully into a Luka-catered timeline. 2 more years of Kawhi Leonard on max money with all of his health issues is a major gamble, but at the same time, it's a gamble they could pay huge dividends. The if will always be a big if. But if Kawhi is healthy, then his pairing with Luka Doncic would be a beautiful full circle moment after all of the times they battled each other in the playoffs. Kawhi is still a killer when he is on the court, and he's proven he doesn't need to dominate the ball to get his, which is perfect playing with a high usage guy like Luka Doncic. Ultimately, I'm not sure the Lakers front office would buy into that kind of gamble and would look to get younger more than likely, but there is a basketball-centric motivation to at least explore something like this. And finally, the last trade proposal we'll be taking a look at is from Sports Illustrated, where they proposed a 3-team deal between the Hawks, Lakers, and Warriors, where the Warriors receive LeBron James, Bronny James, Dalton Knecht, Shake Milton, and Jordan Goodwin. The Lakers receive Buddy Hield, Brandon Pajemski, Trace Jackson Davis, and Jonathan Kuminga, and the Hawks receive Moses Moody and G. Santos. There's a lot going on here, but the premise is to basically team LeBron James up with Steph Curry for a bit of a fairy tale ending to what was a historic battle for a half a decade. We got a glimpse of them as teammates last summer at the Olympics, and it got everyone wishfully thinking about what could be. So of course, if LeBron hits the trade block, the Warriors are going to be a team in the mix. Is this the deal to get it done though? I highly doubt it. Of the 3 trades we have gone through today, this one's probably the most lopsided, and even though the Warriors would love to have a core of LeBron, Steph, Draymond Green, and Jimmy Butler, this is a ridiculous overpay for a 40-year-old on an expiring contract, no matter who it is. The Warriors would be moving off of 6 rotation pieces in this trade, just for LeBron and Dalton Knecht pretty much, because let's be real, Bronny James is not an NBA player right now, and Shake Milton has not proven he is worthy of consistent minutes either. The Lakers would be giddy at the opportunity to add young pieces like Jonathan Kuminga and Brandon Pajemski, and the Hawks are here basically just to collect free assets for helping the money work, but I don't see a world where the Warriors get this aggressive to put all of their eggs in the basket of a significantly past their prime core. As basketball fans, this would be must-watch TV every single game they play, but objectively, it's hard to justify it based on how significant the sacrifice is to make it happen. And with that being said, that's all I have for you today. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below what you think about these potential trades. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.